Look at your feet. The yellow nail you see every morning, you still think it's just cosmetic, that the problem is confined to one toe and won't spread. You're wrong. By the time the nail changes color, the fungal mycelium has already grown deep into the tissue. It destroys the nail plate from the inside, poisons the surrounding tissue with its waste products, and creates a constant strain on your immune system, which is already barely coping. You can spend years buying expensive ointments and polishes, filing your nails down to the flesh. It's useless. Treating fungus from the outside when it's already grown deep is like wiping the floor under a leaky faucet. And the older you get, the deeper it burrows. After about 5 years, the body opens the doors for it. And today, I'll show you which ones and how to close them. You'll learn what a simple 3-minute morning ritual starts a process that suppresses fungus from the inside without expensive medications or damaging your liver. I'll analyze folk remedies from your comments, telling you which ones really work and which ones are harmful. And at the end, a ready-made cheat awaits you. What to do morning, afternoon, and evening to help the fungus begin to retreat. Do you know what most people do when they see nail fungus? They go to the pharmacy, buy the first ointment the pharmacist recommends. They apply it, wait. It seems to get better. A month later, it all starts again. They go again, buy a more expensive one, apply it, wait, and repeat the cycle. Why does this happen? Because you're not treating the disease. You're treating the symptom. A yellow nail isn't the problem itself. It's a fire alarm. It's blaring. Something's burning inside. And instead of putting out the fire, you tape the siren over. Fungus didn't fall on you from the sky. Its spores are everywhere, in every pool, in every sauna, on every floor. They were there when you were 30, 40, and 50. But back then, your body suppressed them without even waking up, and now it has stopped. The question isn't where the fungus came from. The question is what broke inside and it suddenly became a host. One of the most common explanations I hear from patients is, "Doctor, I've been wearing closed shoes my whole life and that's how I got the fungus." Yes, closed shoes are a hothouse. Warm, damp, dark, fungus loves that. That's right. Well, here's a question for you. Think back to yourself at 25. Rubber boots for fishing, sneakers for 12-hour workouts, combat boots, of course. Where was the fungus then? Nowhere. Because the environment inside your body was different. Blood flowed normally to your toes. Immune cells instantly destroyed any spore that tried to take hold. The skin renewed itself quickly, and the nail grew healthy. If you're nodding along and thinking, "Yeah, that sounds like me," give it a like. It's important for me to understand that I'm not just ranting into the void. So, closed shoes aren't a cause, they're a condition. The reason is that after 5 Ps, your body stopped resisting Ali. And now I'll explain what exactly went wrong. But before we delve into the details, I want you to understand something. Today there won't be a 5-minute video about one magic ointment. It won't be something like smear it on at night and forget it. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. Because that's the kind of advice that keeps you stuck in this endless cycle. But if you're ready to really get to the bottom of it, stay. My name is Maxim Yaroshevich. I've been studying what happens to the body after 50 for over 20 years. And over those years, I've seen hundreds of patients who came in with those yellow nails and left empty-handed because no one explained the key. Nail fungus isn't about the nail itself. It's about what's happening internally with the bloodstream, the immune system, the intestines, the liver. And today we'll analyze this entire chain, link by link by link. Since I'm a practicing physician, not a professional blogger, I don't have time for endless filming and editing, so I use a digital avatar. It's my voice and my knowledge simply packaged in a convenient form. I spend all my time on my patients and on understanding your problem as deeply as possible. The first thing that breaks down is blood flow, and it's responsible for most of the problems you attribute to age. Your heart pumps blood. Blood carries oxygen. Oxygen is life for every cell. But to get to your toes, blood has to travel the longest distance in the body. And from there, this journey becomes an obstacle course. The walls of blood vessels become stiffer. The smallest vessels, the capillaries, narrow, and the blood thickens. A mere trickle reaches your feet instead of a full-fledged stream. Now remember, a fungus loves places with little oxygen. Where there's little blood, few defense cells, little nutrition for the tissues, that's its paradise. Your toes are the furthest point of your body, and after 5, the most defenseless. Fungus knows this. That's why it always starts there. The second strike is immunity, and here the story is even more serious. In your chest, just behind the sternum, there's a small organ called the thymus gland. You can think of it as a boot camp for your immune army. It's there that your defense cells undergo training, learning to recognize enemies, viruses, bacteria, fungi, and destroy them. Well, this camp begins to close after 30, and by 60, it's almost empty. What does this mean? Almost no new fighters are released. Those that remain work more slowly and make more mistakes, and the fungus senses that the patrol has weakened and begins to take over the territory. And here's what other major scientific studies have shown: vitamin D directly controls the production of a special protective substance, an antimicrobial peptide MODI. Bonus pod. Simply put, it's a soldier molecule that destroys the fungal membrane. Without vitamin D, these soldiers are gone. And most people over 50 have critically low levels of vitamin D. The third problem is the stomach. And here comes something no one told you about. As you age, your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. You feel this as heaviness after eating, bloating, and belching. But the problem is much deeper than discomfort. Stomach acid is your body's first barrier. It's like a checkpoint. When you eat fungal spores, their microscopic seeds enter your system along with your food. At 30, the acid burned them instantly. They simply didn't survive to reach the intestines. But now there's little acid. The checkpoint is empty. The spores pass through alive and active, heading straight to where the buffet is set for them. Where exactly do these spores end up? In the intestines. And that's where the real nightmare begins. A healthy intestine is a fortress. Its walls are protected by an army of beneficial bacteria, billions of little allies that prevent foreign invaders from gaining a foothold. But after about 50 years, this army melts away. Antibiotics, sugar, stress, lack of fiber, all of this has been knocking down your defenders for years. And then fungus comes into the picture. It settles on the intestinal walls and begins to build colonies. If you've noticed bloating, unexplained craving is for sweets, or a white coating on your tongue, these aren't trivialities. They're direct signs that fungus is already lurking inside. And yellow toenails are just the most visibly manifested upon a bog and the tip of the iceberg. And here's the key. Research has shown something frightening. When there's a lot of sugar in the blood, the fungus begins to build a protective capsule, a biofilm, around itself. It's like a bunker. Neither your immune cells nor medication can penetrate this film. The sugar literally makes the fungus invulnerable. That's why sweet tea with a bun for breakfast isn't a harmless habit. It's feeding the enemy. But fungus isn't just a nail problem. It's a constant burden on the entire body. Any chronic infection, be it fungus, bacteria, or virus, forces the immune system to work non-stop. It expends resources that could be used for other tasks. Tissue repair, fighting inflammation, maintaining energy. And the liver, your main filter, is already overloaded. Medication, fatty foods, the environment, chronic fungus, another weight on the scale. Do you know why people with advanced fungus complain of constant fatigue and skin that has become gray and dull? It's not age. It's the body that's handling too much at once. And the longer the fungus persists, the more resources it drains. And the fewer resources the immune system has, the more confident the fungus feels. A vicious cycle. Let's stop and put everything together. The blood vessels have narrowed. Blood doesn't reach the feet. The immune system has closed down. There's no one to fight. The stomach has lost its acidity. The barrier has collapsed. The intestines are colonized. It's building bunkers there. The body is overloaded with chronic infection and is working itself to the bone. 5 breakdowns. 5 links in a single chain. And at the end of this chain is your yellow. Now you understand why the ointment doesn't work. It hits the last link, the symptom, while the first four breakdowns remain untouched. The fungus doesn't even strain itself, it simply grows back because everything inside your body is perfect for it. And this is where the real work begins. We need to go through each link and repair it. We need to make it so that inside your body the fungus has nothing to breathe and nothing to eat. But before we start putting together a system, let's look at what you've already tried. 1. Folk remedies. The internet is teeming with recipes. And now I'll tell you which ones work and which ones are crippling. Go online, type in how to cure nail fungus with folk remedies, and you'll drown. Hundreds of recipes, thousands of comments. Some worked for me, some rubbish didn't work, and I was cured in a week, and you're left standing in front of it all, like at a buffet, not knowing what's edible and what's poisonous. Now we'll go over the most popular methods. I'll explain the chemistry behind each one. Why do some actually fight fungus while others don't? No emotions, no dogma, just the mechanism of action and the facts. And I'll warn you right away, some of the things you hear won't please you, especially if you've been applying anything from this list though to your nails for 2 years. First on the list is bleach. And bleach, I've seen dozens of patients dip their fingers in bleach because they read online that it kills everything. Yes, chlorine kills fungus, that's true. But do you know what else it kills? Your skin, your nail, the living tissue around it. Chlorine is an aggressive oxidizer. It burns the nail matrix, its internal structure. The nail doesn't recover properly after this. But the worst thing is a chemical burn of the skin around the nail. You destroy the protective barrier and a bacterial infection, erysipelas and purulent ulcers immediately enter through this gate. That's what awaits at the end of this method. A categorical no. Not even in a weak solution. Not even for 5 minutes. The next trick is a vinegar compress for 24 hours. The logic behind it is correct. Fungus doesn't thrive in acidic environment. Acetic acid really does inhibit its growth. There's no arguing with that. But 24 hours is insane. During this time, the skin around the nail undergoes what's called maceration. Simply put, it swells, softens, and literally begins to fall apart. Have you seen what happens to your fingers if you soak in a bath for too long? Now imagine that in acid for 24 hours. The result is a burn on healthy skin, cracks, and an open door for bacteria. You've solved one problem and created two. The correct approach: vinegar baths for 15 minutes, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar per liter of warm water. This is enough for the acid to work without causing any harm. Baking soda, salt, and potassium permanganate. I approve of this method, but with an important caveat: it's preparatory, not curative. Baking soda loosens the nail. If your nail has become thick and hard like a shell, no treatment will penetrate it. Soda softens this armor. Salt draws out excess moisture and fungus thrives in dampness. Potassium permanganate dries and additionally disinfects the surface. Soak warm water, a teaspoon of soda, a tablespoon of salt, and potassium permanganate until pale pink. Soak for 15-20 minutes. After this, the nail is ready for you to apply a real antifungal agent. Without this step, you're simply smearing the armor surface. The medication doesn't penetrate. Iodine, hydrogen peroxide, and propolis. This trio is often used together, and for good reason. Each component attacks the fungus from a different angle. Hydrogen peroxide releases active oxygen upon contact with tissue, and we already know that fungus hates oxygen. Iodine dries and creates a hostile environment on the surface. Propolis, a bee product, acts as a natural antibiotic inhibiting fungal growth. Together, they make a good working combination. But there are two caveats. First, all of this only works on a prepared nail. If you simply apply it over a thick layer of nail plate, the product won't penetrate deep. I'll tell you how to properly prepare your nails a little later. Second, iodine and hydrogen peroxide are very drying to the skin. If you overdo it, the skin around the nail will crack and you'll get the same problem, an open gateway for bacteria. Therefore, apply it strictly to the nail. Protect the surrounding skin with a rich cream. And remember, if you have thyroid problems, replace the iodine with tea tree oil. Furacillin Yellow tablets that dissolve in water. They've been used for decades as a gargle and to clean wounds. Then someone decided they'd help with fungus. They won't. Furacillin is an antibacterial agent. It kills bacteria. And fungus isn't a bacterium, it's a completely different organism with a different structure, a different cell wall. Using furacillin against fungus is like putting out a fire with a hammer. It's a good tool, but not for this task. If you're currently using furacillin bathing, you're treating a fungus. You're wasting your time. Meanwhile, the fungus continues to grow undisturbed. As for celandine, I warn you, right now, it's a toxic plant, pate. It's toxic, not just mildly irritating, but can cause a real chemical burn if used incorrectly. Thus, celandine juice contains substances that actually kill fungus, but that's precisely why it's so aggressive toward all living things. It should be applied topically, only to the affected nail, only with a cotton swab, and only in small quantities. Contact with healthy skin is a guaranteed burn. It won't burn, it will. Never pour it over your entire finger as a preventative measure. And if you have cracks or wounds on the skin near your nail, celandine is not recommended for you yet. Wait till the skin heals before using it. Birch tar and ictal ointment are remedies that have been tried and tested for decades. Your grandmothers use them, and they do work, but with serious limitations. Tar creates an aggressive environment on the nail surface, making it difficult for fungus to survive. Their tar does much the same thing, plus it draws out inflammation. Sounds good. What's the catch? Firstly, these products don't penetrate deep into thick nails. They only work on the surface. Secondly, they take a long time, are messy, and smell so bad your family will hate you. They can be used, but only after properly preparing the nail. More on that later. Now I'm gonna say something that may seem obvious, but it's where almost everything falls apart. You treat fungus on one nail, apply it, steam it, file it, and then take the same nippers and trim the healthy nails. That's it. You've just transferred the fungus to a new location with your own hands. The tools for the diseased nails and the healthy ones should be different. Separate nippers, separate files. Disinfect infected nails after each use. Alcohol, chlorhexidine. It doesn't matter what you use, it's important every time without exception. Otherwise, you're running in circles, treating one finger and infecting another. Why do ointments off-tail, even the right ones? Because a nail affected by fungus becomes thick, dense. It's like armor. No treatment can penetrate or affect it. Before applying any treatment, the top dead layer must be removed. Dead. Don't touch the living nail. Use disposable nail files. Disposable, because fungal spores settle in the pores of a regular file, and you'll smear them across the nail with each subsequent filing. File gently, without fanaticism. Your goal is to remove the loose top layer, so the treatment can penetrate deeper. Don't file the nail to the point of pain. If it becomes sensitive, stop. That's enough. Now we're putting the external treatment together. 3 steps every evening. The same. Step 1. The same soda and salt bath we already discussed. 15-20 minutes. The goal is to soak the nail and make it pliable. Without this step, everything else is useless. The treatment simply won't penetrate. Remove the nail from the bath. It's soft and pliable. Now, take a disposable nail file. Carefully, without applying pressure, remove the top loose layer. This layer is dead. It's already permeated with fungus. The treatment won't penetrate it no matter how hard you try. Remove until the surface is smooth and slightly rough. Roughness is good. It increases the surface area through which the treatment will be absorbed into the nail. Throw away the nail file after use. Don't rinse it. Don't leave it overnight. Throw it away. It's infected. Now the main step. Apply an antifungal agent to the prepared nail. Here, you have a choice depending on your limitations. If you don't have thyroid issues, iodine is proven inexpensive and effective. If your thyroid is underperforming, try tea tree oil. Laboratory studies confirm it's antifungal